what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Shanae, and you already know what it is. It's pretty much that time of the mid-year book freak out moment, all right? So like we're all freaking out. It's literally the middle of the year and it's insane. It's already July and I'm just like this year has gone by. It's going by quickly. And I think we all say this every single year once it hits that mid-month, that mid-year, like in the middle of the year. So yeah, we're all freaking out, but at the same time, we're all having an amazing experience with the books we've read, some not so much. It could be the best and worst books that we read so far this year. So let's go ahead and get started with these questions. So the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2022. So I've read a lot of great books. I think like one of the best books that I've read so far in 2022 is Blood Scion by Deborah Fallier. I love this world. I love the pace of this book. I loved it so much I did a book review for it because I was anticipating this book. Like when I saw the cover, I knew that this was going to be a 5-star read for me, and it was. And I just really enjoyed this world. And then also to top it off, that has similarities to this book, which was also like top tier for me, was The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. And I fell in love with that book as well. So both of these amazing books are phenomenal and I just fell in love with it. So I gotta go with Blood Scion and of course The Blood Trials. And so let's go with the next question is the best sequel you've read so far in 2022. Okay, so the best sequel that I've read so far in 2022 is Jade War by Fonda Lee. I started reading this, the Greenbone Saga this year, along with Bree from Bree Reads, and wow. The saga, it was just amazing, especially the last book. And so I gotta say, this book right here, Jade War, fantastic, phenomenal. It's fast paced. There's always something going on. You're like all the time with the Greenbone Saga. Like Fonda Lee is amazing. She had me going. My emotions were all over the place while reading the Greenbone Saga. And so this book, I gotta go with this book, Jade War by Fonda Lee, for this question. The next one, which I cannot answer because I haven't done any rereads this year, so is your favorite reread. So I cannot answer that, so we're gonna be moving on to the next one. So it says, genre you've been loving and reading the most this year. And I'm going to say fantasy, adult fantasy. That's what I've been reading the most this year, and I'm glad that I started doing that. That was like one of my goals for this year, was to read more adult fantasy, and I'm glad that I'm doing this, and along with my friend Bree and a few other people that I'm close knit with, that I like to talk to and stuff like that, or just with reading sprints or whatever. And I'm just happy that I'm on this journey, and I'm not alone when it comes to delving into adult fantasy, because I usually would just read young adult, but now as I'm reading adult fantasy, I realize that I'm getting older and I have better connections with these characters as I would in young adult, because I'm no longer a teenager. So yeah, I would definitely say adult fantasy for sure is like the genre that I have been reading the most this year. And then the next question is new release you haven't read yet but want to. And then I'm going to go with, let me get it. I'm going to go with Night Crawling by Layla Motley. This is the Oprah's book club that was just become part of her book club this year. It just came out. I look forward to reading this. I haven't read it yet, but just like the cover with the box breaks got me, and then like the blurb by Tommy Orange, which says bursts at the seams of every page and swallows you whole. Like I'm excited for this book. And I feel like this is going to be a book that I read in August. I don't want to pick it up just yet because I have a lot of books I want to read in July right now. So I want to give it my full attention in August. So I'll go with this book, the Night Crawling by Layla Motley. The next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I might go with Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. And those are one of the books I really, really want to read so bad, because I enjoyed Legendborn. And I just really want to pick it up. I want to see where the story takes us. I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy Legendborn. I had some things I didn't like, but things I did like, because it was things that had some similarities with it when it came to my experiences in college. So that's why I mostly enjoyed it, because there were some similarities of, especially experiences being the only Black girl in my class and stuff like that. So I think that's why I liked it more for that perspective, because of just my experience alone. So that's why I enjoyed Legendborn. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading Bloodmark. I have a feeling there's other new releases that I'm definitely excited for. I just can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, I would say Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. The next question is the biggest disappointment this year. I know my biggest disappointment, and literally I definitely, after pondering and all that stuff, this is a 2-star for me. And that is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. Like, this book, okay, Sarah, this is a massive book, and nothing happened except towards the end. Like, what the fuck? Like, who's editing your books? I'm like, come on. Like, don't get me wrong, the cover is beautiful. I love the end page, like the end papers and all that, but like, all this chunkiness was not needed. It's like, girl, why you have us lingering on and on and on in this book, just to towards the end make it juicy, and then that's over, it was over with. Like, I wanted more. And you gave me more, but nothing within these pages until like closer to like this part, like this, how much we like learned stuff, like right here. This is when it was getting interesting, but then you have the rest of this book where it was just blah. So yeah, this was the biggest disappointment of this year. Like I said, I was pondering about it, because since the ending was what I wanted throughout this entire book, I was like, oh, maybe a 3, but like, no, this is definitely a 2-star for me this year, and was just a huge disappointment. I'm putting this book down because I'm reminiscing on all that disappointment. I can't, I can't do no more. Nope. My biggest surprise, I don't know. This isn't the first book that I've read by this author, and I really enjoyed this book. It definitely was a big surprise for me, and I definitely look forward to the next book, and that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This is a retelling inspired by the Mid-Autumn legend, and this book was fantastic. I love this world. I love everything about it. The character just being a bad, like, I loved it. I was for it. Like, she just became like a warrior. Like, it was just amazing. I really enjoyed this book. It's a 5 out of 5 stars for me. This surprised me so much. And I believe the second book for this book, which this book came out this year, the second book also comes out this year, I think in August or September, or maybe November, one of those months. And I'm definitely looking forward to reading it, and I'm definitely looking forward to picking up the book. But yeah, this was a huge surprise for me. And if you haven't picked this book up, I suggest you do so, because it's phenomenal. The writing is phenomenal. The world is phenomenal. The characters is phenomenal. The world building, everything within this book in itself is just beautiful. So this was a huge surprise for me this year. My favorite new author, I have a few favorite new authors. I'm definitely going to go with Deborah Fallier, who written The Blood Scion. I'm definitely going to say N.E. Davenport, that had also written The Blood Trials. Of course, this book here, Su Lin Tan, that written Daughter of the Moon Goddess. There's a lot of books I really did enjoy this year. And I will also say Brandon Sanderson, especially since I'm dabbling into more of adult fantasy. Brandon Sanderson is definitely up there for me now. His work is amazing. I will say Mistborn Heir 2 wasn't the best, and apparently Elantris is not all that great, but I'm looking forward to reading his books, because Mistborn Heir 1, so good. The books made me cry, and I like books that make me cry, because it lets you know that, you know, it got to me. And for a book to get to me like that, that means that it's good. It means that it's good. So yeah. Let's see, my newest favorite character. I really don't have any favorite characters. I like them as like evenly. I really can't answer this question. That would be too difficult for me. The next question is book that made you cry. Yeah, this year I read this, and Bree even gifted this book to me, which thank you so much, Bree. And that is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. And I'm getting a little bit emotional about it now, just trying to talk about it, because it's basically talking about how you grieve for someone, how you let go of that someone that has passed on and is not in your life anymore, has moved on. Sorry, I'm getting emotional because of, like, when I was reading this book, I was thinking of my grandmother and how much she meant to me in my life, what she had done for me. And then when she was gone, I felt like I was dissolving, like I wasn't me anymore, because I felt like she was a part of me. And don't get me wrong, she is still part of me. She is still with me. And I know that for a fact now, because she approached me in one of my dreams. It was when I was pregnant with my youngest son, Caden, in 2020, and we were trying to decide what his middle name would be. And she came in my dream. She talked to me, and then I woke up crying, and it looked so real, and she was so real. And I'm like, oh my God, she is really with me. Because sometimes people say that they're always going to be with you when you really don't believe them, because you know they're not physically here, but they don't have to physically be here to still be with you and to be essence and to be a part of you. And so this is definitely the book that had made me cry this year. As you can see, the cover is beautiful. And here is the dust, like if you take the dust jacket off, this is what it looks like. Like, yes, this book had me in tears. I will keep this book forever. This is definitely a book that I will reread and over again, because you have to find ways to grieve. And I had to find ways, even though I had very, very difficult times and stuff. I was going through a lot mentally when she passed on. But as years have gone by, I've been able to find ways to cope with it, and to also find ways to keep her memory alive, and to always bring her up to my children, because she never got to meet them. So I always talk to them about her and stuff, and how great grandmother she was, and how if she was here, she would love them all, and just all that. So yeah, this book right here, You've Reached Sam, definitely made me cry this year. So loved it. Book that made you happy. A lot of the books I've already mentioned made me happy. I can't say they made me like cheery and joyful and stuff. I can't really answer that. But all these books have contributed into my happiness, because except for this one, disregard this one. But all the other ones, like, yeah, they've all made me happy in a sense, but nothing like that made me really like joyful. So I can't really answer that. It's the next one is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. I definitely will say this one, because it's a special edition. This is the Fair Loot special edition, and I think out of all the ones they did this year, this is the most beautiful one that I've gotten, and it's just beautiful. Like, I loved it. I love it so much. And then the end papers definitely set it off for me. Like, look at that. It looks so realistic, and these are scenes that are within the book itself. So yeah, I would say this book is like the best book that I've received, or that I have bought or had gotten out of a book box. So I would definitely go with this one, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Let's see. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? I know for me, I really need to finish this duology. I've had this book for a while, and it's about time. I really need to read A Psalm of Storm and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. I love the first book. I need to continue and finish the duology. I need to finish this book. I need to see what happens. The thing is, this is the last book in this world, because it's a duology, and I feel like if I finish it, then that's it. That's the end of it, and I don't want it to be the end of it, but I'm gonna have to suck it up and just read it. So I'm gonna go with this one. And then another book I definitely need to read, which I should have already read, which came out earlier this year, is Vinyl Moon by Mahogany L. Brown. So I definitely will be reading this before the end of the year is out. It's definitely a priority for me. Let's see. Favorite video or post you've done so far this year? I wouldn't say it's my I don't really have any like my favorite videos. I can't think of any favorites at the time, like at this time, like it's like on the spot, and I can't really think of any favorite videos. Like I love all my book reviews that I've done throughout this year so far. I think those are my favorite because not only am I talking about the book, but I'm also pretty much providing you my experience as I was reading this book, what my thoughts were, and you know, I've gotten emotional about a lot of my book reviews I have done this year. So I definitely would say my book reviews for sure has been like one of my favorite videos that I've done this year. Favorite book community members, of course, Bree from Bree Reads. I love her. She's very supportive. She's definitely family now. My kids love her. They call her Auntie Bree and stuff like that. And I love her daughter Alex. So yeah, I would say Bree. I have a lot of favorite members. I will say Gabby from the Curious Owl. Love her. I will leave all their channels and links down below so you can check them out. I love Dion from Dion. I think it's just Dion, but I know she has also a channel for her video when she does video games. I'll leave that down below as well. Erica from The Broken Spine. You got Bree from Lock Beautician. There's so many people that I really love and enjoyed their content and the community. They all are so supportive, and yeah, I love Ashley from the Bookish Realm. I could go on and on and on. Literally all the people that I'm not mentioning, I'll leave in the description below, but those are just a few of the people that I really look up to. I love their content. I love their read-alongs. I love our live discussions or group discussions about certain topics. Oh, I also love Shay from Shay with the Hobbies. I love Britt from Britt Writerly. Like, yeah, like I love them. Like, amazing content. So definitely, like I said, I'll leave their channel links down below in the description. But that is it. And also, like, I will tag all of them as well. They are officially tagged if they have not done the mid-year freak out book tag yet. So they are officially tagged. So sorry y'all, but not sorry. If you've done it, sorry, I'm sorry. But if you haven't done it, here you go. Here's a tag that you can do. But yeah, that is my mid-year book freak out moments, my freak out tag. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Definitely stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.